and welcome back to Foreclosure Warrior. This module deals with the Qualified Written Request, otherwise known as QWR. Now, I talk about the QWR because I talked about when I'm doing a case and I'm taking a case and we're trying to figure certain things out, we're trying to go on the offensive, we're trying to assert our legal rights, something we have a right to do. One of the things is sending in a Qualified Written Request, QWR, sending it into the loan servicer, the proper loan servicer at the proper address, certified mail. Those are some typical things you want to make sure. Proper address, certified mail. A couple other things though. You want to make sure that you're raising a bona fide billing or accounting dispute. You can't just send a letter into your loan servicer, let's say BAC Home Loans. You can't send a letter and say, hi, this is a qualified written request. I want your complete file that you have in regard to me turned over to me. And you send that letter and you wait 30 days or 20 business days, whatever it is. It doesn't come back and you think you've accomplished something. You haven't really accomplished anything. You just sent in an invalid letter that probably went to the trash can. If you're lucky, you got a response on it. But you want to make sure when you're doing a written request, it has to be written, certified, proper parties, raise a billing or accounting dispute. How do you do that? I don't know. Are you disputing something? Look at your payment coupon. Are they charging you late fees that you don't think are warranted? Are they charging you a monthly payment that you don't believe is warranted by the deed of trust and note? Or do you think they didn't properly adjust your loan? You think they triggered the loan too fast into turning a neg-am loan into a fully amortized loan before the 110 or 115% cap that you might have had on your loan? Certain things like that. You have to identify those disputes, tell them what you think the problem is, and then they have to go investigate them. So that's what you're doing. That's what we're trying to do. Documents that we're trying to get, typically life of loan history. Show me my full payment accounting history. You're the loan servicer. You've been taking money every month to service this loan. You show me what I've been paying and let's take a look at that. It's your right to know that, okay? Raise the dispute, ask for the documents. Again, we have a sample letter attached to these modules. Feel free to look at it, see some of the things I asked for. I asked for a lot of things. One of the other things, if you don't have your loan documents, some people just can't find their loan documents anymore. I have found in a good number of cases, they're willing to turn over the initial loan documents they have on file. They're pretty limited. They might give you a payoff statement. Those kinds of things are pretty typical. But you got to bear in mind the other reason these qualified written requests may play a role. You're also asking for the identity, the name, address, and telephone number of the alleged owner of your loan, person who holds a note. So you're asking for a lot of information you're allowed to ask. They're not allowed not to tell you on most of this stuff, even though they will. In my experience, they've gotten a lot better with qualified written requests since when I first started about three plus years ago. They were pretty bad at it. It was like about 50%. I was lucky to get a response in half the cases. Nowadays, it seems to me that they're getting better. They're realizing there's a lot of bogus qualified written requests, and they're generating instant reply letters that say, sorry, your thing's not a qualified written request, or they're throwing it in the trash can. So, but we'll ask for the life of the loan history, we'll ask for your loan documents, we'll ask them to produce a copy of the fully endorsed note. If you have it, let's see it. We know they won't do that, but we're asking for that, life of the loan, and a few other things you can see in the report. Now, one of the other features really of filing for a qualified written request, of mailing that out, is if they don't respond within certain time frames. Traditionally, it's been 20 business days to acknowledge, 60 to respond, 60 business days to respond. And if they don't do that, it becomes a statutory violation, like $1,000 statutory damages plus attorney fees. But at the end of the day, their failure to do that, the loan servicer, who also, as we learned from one of our early first or second module, they're the ones that largely are responsible for working your loan modification and for either approving or denying you. So you're now getting some potential grounds to bring that loan servicer into court, where up till now they have at all times and will at all times assert they're just an innocent party to a loan securitized securitized loan transaction. So now, by failing to respond properly to your requests in the RESPA demand letter, at least you have a grounds to sue if you have one of the other 5 grounds that I talked about in, I think it was the 3rd module, talked about the grounds I look for. If I'm going to file one of those other 5 grounds, then I may want to add the RESPA claim as a violation to seek attorney fees for that and the statutory damages. But it raises the issue then of, do you want to end up in federal court, state court? And so these are things that we weigh, but without doing the legwork, you set yourself up for literally nothing. You've demanded nothing, you've received nothing, and the alternative, what you get on the phone when you say, how much do I owe? And they say you're 24 grand in arrears. You say, well, how is that? I mean, does it make sense? Oh, well, sorry, ma'am, that's what my records show. Okay, we'll send in a qualified written request, you can get that figured out. It may also be grounds where it may be the difference from you being able to say, look, I've got $12,000 to bring my loan current. I can reinstate my loan with $12,000. I don't have $25,000. They say $25,000 is due. That may be grounds to go get an injunction. But you're going to want to be able to tell the judge, I've applied for the qualified written request, and they haven't responded. And so I think I owe 12. They think it's 24. There's a huge difference here. They violated RESPA by not responding. I want my statutory damages, I want my attorney fees, and I want a full and fair accounting right now. I mean, let's get it and see what's been going on here. So those are the types of things where a QWR is a useful tool. It's not the end-all, be-all panacea that saves the day, litigation, house for free, all that good stuff, but it is a tool in the process of any foreclosure warrior that's trying to fight for the property, whether it be me, you doing it yourself, your friends, whoever. Doesn't matter. It's a tool that should not be overlooked, but just make sure you do it right, okay? That's about it. That's all I have to say on the qualified written request. If you have specific needs, specific issues, give us a call. We can take a look at it, but that's kind of a 360 overview, broad strokes of the QWR. Thank you.